Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we'll be going over some of the best highlights from all of the LPL Spring matchups of the day. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
Disengaged from particularly in a Heimerdinger montage. Now we'll see if there's any montage material in a bot side dive. I was thinking about it. Dodges out on that W. Level 2. Can they teleport in? I don't know.
It's very dicey. I think the teleport now is going to be too late. It's a decent route, but I don't think the tower aggro came through at any time in a good space. They will get one back, but the damage in many ways is already done. And unfortunately, Hung had already dropped tower aggro, so no additional aggro hook on
lane. So that's a bit of an awkward moment for him, but still keeps himself safe. We're yet to really see the game-breaking plays happen in this game.
Nice shove back into the tower with a W. Decade will get back out, but the turret shot flying afterwards means Decade. I think he could have used a few more years before he starts taking that fight. It's about to get more dangerous. The all-out continues. Nandova strike.
Okay, you just have to press your ult in that combo somewhere to avoid that turret shot. Doesn't end up doing so. Goes down. Dive on the other side as a cross map.
Oh, well, he's just dead. It's a big stun back, though, so I think Doggo dies regardless. So, yes, they'll get a kill, but once again, another wave denied.
Yeah, sad thing for Doggo there, as he ends up going down again. But this time, at least he gets the kill. Something ourselves, and then they ran out of cannon line, and they lost a third of their unit. It was really, really bad. There's a teleport here. We'll see if their cannons can exact a toll this time. I don't think so, though.
Could be a lot of damage. I want he gets over the wall, and that means Ultra Prime have gone very deep, and there's still that empowered turret there, alongside a flash for the chains of corruption, puts Joy into a difficult position. The Magnet Storm comes flying on through, but now Hacker needs to back away. Flash for the Twisted Advance, can't quite get far enough away. A kill onto the Maokai, and Ultra Prime go too deep, trying to claim the Tristana. It's the Heimerdinger, another Yordle to work with.
And the cannons fire back, cannons to the left of them and to the right of them. Ultra Prime, they overestimate themselves. As you were saying, they go too deep. I wonder who baits them in really too far. They're going to get themselves now a second dragon, get themselves a significant gold lead, and sadly for the side of Ultra Prime, will start to get big advantages. And with that, it means that you can't really look for a cross map here. You've got the ultimates coming through.
Doggo, remember, no flash, no teleport. It's a good knock-up from Jue, actually. Another flash in to get Iwandi. Every tower type this guy has died, but they will secure a kill at the very least.
Iwandi goes down again. He goes back and he goes, guys, I've got Moralized now. I'm going to help the next time. But this Heimerdinger is not a tower diving champion. Great play from Jue. I really think this Nautilus is being a big factor for how Ultra Prime are staying in this game. Make sure that the ultimate doesn't hit him as well from the Varus. Now Jay, just as we praised him, goes down in the jungle.
Unfortunately, there's no way for Jue to survive, and he is taken down. That is a kill for Fofos Tristana, who, yes, only claimed a single plate, but has been farming up a damn storm well ahead of that 10 CS a minute mark. Bot lane stay claims that turret, and Ultra Prime, those visions of that upset for playoffs looking increasingly dicey as Decade now on the wrong end of a big stun grenade, trying to run away, but with the Rhyalize slow, so just nowhere to go. Getting sold out by the Heimerdinger. The turnaround is pretty good though. And wait, there's the passive shield, and Decade gets one back. A little overeager, but now Wayward goes all out through the Rel to claim the Camille, and Wayward gets to back away with the Ghost, so it's still maybe Nami could be one.
Well, if I can squint, maybe I could see Ultra Prime in a lead this game. That's not exactly happening very easy either. Full eyes wide open though, catching the Heimerdinger.
That's not a bad little pick. He will flash away to no avail. The turnaround though is still really obnoxious. Every time they run at the Heimerdinger, the price is still a kill back. This time around it's not. It's still sole point though for WE, so they've killed off a Heimerdinger for a 5th time. They have failed, however, to stop this dragon stacking. Turn onto Jue though means so much damage back. I mean, the Nautilus goes down. Into the backline is Decade, who's just there with no way out. This Camille looking like a pair of kitchen scissors, no lethality to them at all.
They're blunted, they can't even cut through the plastic. You can see that the first kill, that was fine, but they just don't have the damage. Once those ultimates are down, they're going to have to now defend without those ultimates. Whoa, Hacker dies for the Herald stop, and I don't even know if it'll save the turret.
The guy is here, but again, I don't know what that's going to do. Is Fofo just jumps on the Karma, who has to flash away as Fofo's bomb just detonates on top of their head. This turret is dead to rights as well. Only 3 grubs is more than enough, and they claim 2 turrets and the dragon for the price. See it in the item discrepancies, you can see it in the map control discrepancies, and now we just group up as 4 here with all the zone control they own. Begin to do some damage. The ultimate comes across from Maokai. Nature's Advance comes on in, and Iwandi, sorry, Jue, I apologize, dies trying to defend the turret. Nothing to be done as WE just continue to turn the screw.
this is why Maokai is one of the best champions in the game when it comes to mid and late game. As soon as you look towards the turret, he has flash, has ult. Maybe that could be the big play. Dragon's not been started up properly. Here come the teleports.
Trying to find a way into the backline.
Oh, he's teleported away!
And the WWE were already in the blue side jungle. That means Yokai dead to right as Wayward once again goes all out as Hacker. Must try and get away, but unfortunately for him, this internet security was just a little bit too strong. Nothing to hack. But a very empty bank account on their own side. Decade will try and go all out again against Wayward, who just picks him off. That Hextech ultimate just not enough to work his way through the massive health bar of Cassante. And Soul is claimed by WE and Ultra Prime. They were working blind. They took a gamble. They weren't on the Soul. They were waiting to pounce.
An Ultra
Soul Flare, but we were just pathmakers forwards, absolutely unheeding of any damage that might come towards him. Flash on him from Hung, who gets a twisted advance, trying to get some damage back, and it's already a very dead Karma. Now they can flash forward for the Chains of Corruption, the turnaround with the Magnus Orb, but there's no follow-up. Everyone is dead. Immediately grounded as they fly on in.
What a great game Hung is having on this Maokai. Stops, has a 3-man Bramble Smash, stops the turnaround engage from Hacker with a Bramble Smash knockup as well. And this tree has stood firm against the storm of Ultra Prime. 1 game of victory is all they needed to get themselves into playoffs over TT.
Oh.
And with another kill, they are marching their way towards that.
Stay just is not messing, and WE will stay in the race for playoffs. They will lock themselves in fact. How far can they go? And WE not quite there yet. They don't quite have the minion wave, but another one's coming in. Do they want to stay? It looks like they will. It's going to be a recall for this Dragon Tamer Tristana, who teleports right back in on the cannon minion. Game's about to end.
Dogger just ate a huge arrow, so we can't stick around to wave clear. Varusol hits Maokai through WE into playoffs.
Ultra Prime put to the sword. It only took 1 game. That was all they needed, and WE have succeeded. They have made the cutoff point. No longer at threat of missing out. They will make plays. Pretty self-sufficient in terms of their ability to farm from range.
So, Ultra Prime, they have themselves a very long-range backline. We have seen some Graves center compositions from the likes.
A very early gank, not necessarily what you expect from a
It's
Graves.
not an easy level 2, but it's on the wave crash. What can they get here?
Okay, going forwards goes Awandi, but now Hacker just gets to quick draw in, look for some damage. I think they've just gotten the kill. Trying to get one back, flash forward, can't get the auto. First blood to the Graves.
Flash Ghost away from Doggo. Iwandi so close to getting a kill.
Be a delay on the damage dealt, because now Doggo has no way to get out at a 3rd HP. Hung will just leap strike over the wall. It's a decent hook onto the Jax, and actually Doggo is spending a fair amount of time. Now he gets rooted onto the turret, but they just haven't got aggro. You're right, they tried to make it happen, and the HP bars get low, but no one dies, and it's just a delay. And actually, do they want to come over here?
Well, sadly, that Breath of Light didn't actually get any damage down at that point. Right now, though, all Yuakai's doing is looking for stacks. I don't really think they're looking for a fight here. You don't have the A-Sol on a really good point of power, which means that Ultra Prime shouldn't be jumping up like this.
Yeah, that's a bit bold, because, of course, their mid-jungle backs away, which leaves the bot lane out to dry. Doggo throws down the Curse of the Black Mist, but I think all it really does is delay Santa being put into an early grave.
Yeah, and it just means that, again, WE, not only do they not have 6 grub buffs, they don't get to push in waves nearly as easily because they get cleared so well. Ultra Prime continuing the push towards topside, Wayward getting chunked out. You have a center and a Graves wailing on the turret with all of this grub buffs, and WE, they are not responding well to this.
They've taken Dragon, and you can see Hung is taking out Raptor Pit, but now Wayward gets a shove back. That's actually pretty good, and immediately, the moment you said it, the curse is real. They respond by getting a kill onto the Nautilus. They'll still lose.
Really, really well played from Wayward. Again, this guy has been such a stalwart for Team W in the top side.
And you see immediate teleport has to be summoned mid as they are aware that a dive might well be coming. The Herald is summoned and driven all the way into this turret. And now Iwandi from the backline with the quickness running, trying to get some CC in. The resets begin to fly. Excited as Jinx, who now picks up the Herald and runs it into a wall.
He misclicks, he misclicks. You can see that he's trying to run around. Clicks on the Herald, and sadly that means there won't be a second ship, just putting themselves in harm's way.
It's a bit of a disaster, that's for sure. Stay clearing up this dragon very happily. They get themselves to Soul. that really burned them towards the latter stages of the last game. Every time they'd looked to contest an objective, they had to fight through an absolute wall of darkness. And once again, it's their entrances to their jungle are about the only thing they can see right now. And
Wayward frontlining.
Wayward does frontline, begins to try and get something back here. The damage on the Decade is just monstrous. Down before the Dawning Shadow can even think to try and keep him alive. And now you're down an ultimate and a player and a collateral damage just before the Hextech Soul spawns.
Dre has Hook and he has a flash, but he can't quite connect it. Stay. The last of that Ghost and the resets help them keep themselves safe. So, Dragon started up by Team W. There is a smite from Hacker. He has a flash. Ultra Prime, they're trying to force the fight.
The Astral Flight comes on through and basically just gets rid of the shield. They're just backing away. They know they can't fight. The health bars are too low, and WE, that wall of darkness proves far too lethal. They face checked it.
Landed. Stay. Huge damage on the Jinx on the other side. Grace has died. Again, while we're in the replay, we won't even know why that happened, but you have Hextech Soul. Baron is up on the table. You don't have Smite, and all in the space of a couple of minutes, the scales have tipped in favor of WE.
WE's vision game, once they've gotten to the mid game, has been impeccable this series. It has been so oppressive. They know this is happening. There's no real way of stopping it. A great Pathmaker from Wayward denies the hook, but the slow is still pretty good here. So maybe the turnaround damage is alright. Fofo roams over to try and support the top lane, and the Baron's already gone, so Ultra Prime just have to back away, knowing the rest of WE could come and save their top lane, so they get absolutely nothing. The replay will show us it was a Raptor invade that goes very, very wrong from Hacker.
It's just huge amounts of mobility. Not been firing at all, and I really feel like Ultra Prime have struggled to get enough damage down. Yokai has an ult over the wall, can potentially live for a combo. Here comes the teleport. So they're looking for a fight here.
Astral Flight and a potential look. The skies finally descend. They'll get one. Well, what about the rest of the fight? Fofo very low. Redemption coming on through. Keeps him alive briefly. But for how much longer? The slow for the Rylai's is still huge. They finally bring him down. But Stay alive. Half HP can keep on firing. Wayward finally here to try and body block. But the Astral Flight at the back end is pretty good. But Yokai has no mana left. Doggo so desperately low. And because of the lack of farm is just 4 levels behind most of the rest of the game. And WE's extended damage too difficult to deal with. They'll finally kill off Hung, but that's it. You've got some kills, but it's not broken the game. Yokai try to run away, and Astral Flight over the wall, and the dragon soars to live another day.
That was a fight of all time.
Further than that initial bush.
Oh, they've left mid lane alone. They're not in position to wave clear this one, so Stay is going to shred this turret, get a reset from that as well. Get excited, applies on that first tower you take.
Fofo desperately low, does get taken down. That's the trade for warding off Ultra Prime from their own mid lane type, but they've lost a member already. That combo finally beginning to fly on forward. Wade goes on forwards with the hook into the walls to get a death charge onto Stay, who's got a ghost running, but is just fine in the back end, but is not putting out DPS until just now. Now Iwandi has got the quickness running, trying to keep people locked in place, but only really managed to deny entrance into this.
Guys,
the hook goes wide. And we've got a Elder Dragon alive and a member down.
Exactly. Elder is alive. Mid laner dead. Stay has flash. We need to be careful about it.
Can come on down, and it's not really going to amount to all that much. The Porcelain ultimate comes on down, but it's really just a matter of tea being spilled. Hung into the backside, though, causes chaos. They get 2, but what damage is it causing? Huge last embrace, trying to keep people in place. They've lost too many in the back end of this as WE continue to throw down some Counter-Strike action. It's CSGO in the river. Headshots galore.
Fofo's teleporting back in. The smite is still available from Hung as well. He can just go over towards the Elder, and despite the fact that Ultra Prime get themselves a pick before the fight starts, it is not enough to secure themselves a late game objective victory. WE, they don't end the game here, but they get themselves a super buff, even with the teleport coming in from Decade. Realistically, how much is that going to achieve?
I don't think it's going to matter that much. Comes on over, trying to see if anybody was too low. And now actually could be in danger themselves. They managed to immune the CC with the use of the blazing
game from Team WE, so they don't even have that extra added bonus. They need to be playing around multiple waves, but top lane, bot lane, pushed onto the other side of the map. Feels like WE's macro has really skipped a beat here, and now as they teleport away with the Hex Gates, they leave their AD carry!
And the combo lands. They'll get one back, though, meaning they kill off the Aurelion Soul, who was a lot on the wave clear. Maybe that's enough anyway, but they've lost Stay. How much more damage can they do? in the backside with a monstrous grand entrance that might see us to the curtains called at the end of this series. They lose the Graves as well, and despite killing off the Jinx, it's still a game loss for WE off a phenomenal counter engage. Jinx is avenged in the most satisfying of manners. The execute not going to quite fly into Togo, despite the Soul Flare landing. Fofo missing another one there, but the Nexus falls. WE 2-0. And Ultra Prime put to the going, and the thing is, the cage can hit you despite you being, say, over walls or whatever. It can be quite obnoxious in terms of that zone control. So between that and the likes of the Nautilus and the Senna, prove a little bit challenging for UCal.
Red buff Graves, very, very strong, picks up those Krugs. And because he spent so much time in the enemy jungle, you might not expect him being there. He's used his quick draw. He does have smoke screen. Can they get the big CC combo though?
Life has flash, can look for the hook. The handshake misses and the last embrace doesn't. And that means it's a very dead Renata who can bail herself out briefly, but there's just nothing to be done. No loan available from the bank.
She can't do that because she's level 2. She doesn't have level 3.
Difficult position with everyone roaming up here. There's no one available to save him. Care's got a teleport. This looks like a very dead Jace to me. Milky Way is roaming. I just don't think he's going to get here in time.
He doesn't have a flash. You can't get out with a lot of your abilities. Here comes the ult.
Ooh, the skies come falling down, and UCal helps claim a kill there as Jace put to a very swift and early grave.
UCal is... that siege is going to be so obnoxious later. Just so obnoxious. So, now we've got TT potentially looking to get themselves out of dodge. You don't walk into the cage. Shoto taking some damage. Cage is down.
Delays it, flash over the wall for the cleanse from Doctam after the Chains of Corruption land. They're going to blow up the Veigar immediately. Shallow now in a dangerous position. The Dawning Shadow comes through, but it's too little too late. The damage back is pretty good as the collateral damage comes flying across. The handshake onto life is pretty good. Hoya now trying to back away. It becomes a 1-4-2. The problem is that the turnaround damage and the consistent DPS from double AD carries is still pretty scary from FPX. So Thundertalk can't really sit around.
There's going to be a might buff for them. Important stuff. So teleport back in. We are continuing to fight, folks.
UCal is here. I don't know how much he's going to be able to do here without the Sky. Cares in a dangerous position now. Remember, they've not got any flash. Has thrown out the Pro Metal Burst.
No!
But now Life is in a difficult position. Could look to get over the wall, but he cannot. They will claim one. But that was an unfortunate keeper's verdict.
Especially since UCal has his ult as well. No, it's not the Sky's Descent, but just hitting the center of it could have been such...
To contest this dragon, they've already claimed the first one on FPX, but it is Doctam and Milky Way that are starting this one up, and Graves not exactly shy at taking dragons, that's for sure. Thundertalk are now looking to come and contest, though.
Yeah, so Poppy ult, who's it going to hit? No one, and he gets hit by the cage.
Fantastic work. They will now manage to secure that dragon. The hostile takeover is good, and UCal flying over the wall with the Astral Flight, doing so much work. The damage back as the Skies once again descend. They'll claim life, but the damage back is now pretty good as the teleport's coming flying on in. The last embrace comes on through. Care now in a dangerous position. Hoya on the backside of this one, looking to be problematic. The bailout not going to come on through. The Aurelion Soul down, but already done a lot of the damage. Shallahu missing the shock blast on the other side. Dangerous, looking to try and get a kill onto Hoya. So the top laners get traded. The final auto with the blooper feeling still going to go down as a final auto from the shotgun comes on through. Destiny is a call-in. Milky Way needs to back away. Does not have smite available, so can't really heal off this. Would love to claim the blue buff if they can. Beishwan onto the Poppy will manage to heroic charge forwards to claim out Veigar. About the rest of the trade, it's been a relatively even fight so far. The hook goes wide. Teleports can maybe start to come flying through from Care if it goes on that long. The slows from the center really obnoxious. Life can look for a hook. Beishwan needs to think about that steadfast presence. Will not be forced to pop it again.
Oh man,
get the dragon, but the fight is a bit of a mess.
Where do we even start with that one? Surely we'll have a
out of threat range, but did have to pop the dominance.
So another fight coming through. Bei Chuan into the enemy jungle, gets on top of Milky Way.
That's a lot of damage. A flash on forwards from Hoya helps secure that one, and Milky Way goes down, even with a Dawning Shadow coming on through the jungle. It made poke comps so much easier to execute because she just didn't miss. It was so much easier to set things up, and now Shallahu being jumped on. UCal teleporting in. Oh, this Aurelion Soul is an absolute menace. The knockback comes through from the thundering blow to no avail. Hoya survives the empowered shock blast. UCal teleports to claim the turret as well, and this mid laner has been so annoying. Point for them. That's partly why he was sticking around, not expecting the setup from Thundertalk in a weird space, but now actually huge shove and catch onto 1xn. They throw down the hostile takeover, but that Nautilus is way tankier than you think. They tried to play for the tower with the Herald shove, and punish is right there. Beishwan having to flash away, gets knocked out of the keeper's verdict, bailed out to no avail, goes down. The jungler dead as well, and FPX mark the spot, mark the kills, and move over to Dragon to claim Soul Point.
Oh, huge mistake from 1xN. He walks up beyond the minion wave and just doesn't see people running at him. He has flash. He gets hit by the hook anyway. And the AD carry, which I've had so much praise for, is really the architect of TT's demise in that play. It's Soul Point. It's a failed Herald play. TT, they were in a controlling position in that mid lane. But because of the mistake of their AD carry, FPX find their way into a massive power play. Hoya might even be getting collapsed on the bot side.
There's 4 members coming. There's no way for UCAL to get over. He doesn't have the teleport this time, so it's just a bit of returning the favor from last time. The cage comes on down, trying to knock him into it. Senna claims the kill, and the turret falls after. Remember, they've got 5 grubs as well, so the shove, very swift indeed. Milky Way Soul feels really sad. Mountain Soul is always a bit of a poke comp killer. Chocho now in a dangerous position, gets hit with a Baleful Strike and a Primordial Burst. Bailed out briefly, and actually the kill is donated over to Xiaolahu.
Xiaolahu happily takes that gold. So, FPX walking towards the top side of the team. That could potentially help him a lot. I don't think Zhonya's is that helpful versus Veigar because he just gets another cage versus you. Anyway, see a hook landing onto Chocho.
That's a big one, and especially if he goes down, we'll try and get bailed out. Does so. They've not managed to bail him out actually until just now because Live dies to the skies come crashing down on his face. Milky Way can't stand up to that one. What are you going to do against the guy who made the heavens? Looking up H1, getting jumped on by Milky Way. Just don't. That's the problem. Is Milky Way is charging to a wall. Now the damage on the other side is massive. The Dawning Shadow comes across. Hoya just about alive. Will let to pop the Dominus. The kill back onto life. Now the damage on the base one just get the knock into the wall, but he's still going to go down, flashing over the wall. So maybe he doesn't.
Ooh,
the sky says, oh sorry, it doesn't matter right now. The Heavens Fall does a fair amount of work as the Dragon goes down. Is secured. That's Mountain Soul for FPX. Get to back away. UCAL will start to Astral Flight away, but there's still the man advantage right now for Thunder Talk. There's no teleport available for life until 18 seconds when he respawns, and they are being corralled away from their own side of the map. Flash across from Hoya, who does get exhausted. Care staying alive. That is a pretty big deal. Reminder, the health bars from Thunder Talk so low, they need to think about backing away.
So, Mountain Soul for FPX, big victory for them. TT, despite the fact that they have, again, this godly powerful UCAL, what can they do with it? Teleport in, it's life, he has flash, it's probably 1 kill, I don't think they get more than that.
They get that one, but with the health bars also low, I think that FPX can just...
I think they can, I mean, do you have teleports on the other side? And Chocho dies from a shock blast. 2 dead. It's not even going to be just Baron going over, it's mid lane out of turret, it's going to be Baron after that point, and... Despite the fact that TT have, at points in this game, had real points of power, they have just misplayed the big fights around mid lane and going in towards the Dragon pit. Dragon going down, Beitran has his ult, he might be able to spin it up and knock someone away, but he's stunned by the cage on the edge of it and goes down.
Dead to right, still no access to that Sky's Descent, still just a falling star, it's not even off cooldown yet. Care is low, so could potentially fall down here. FPX still on this Baron, there's still no Beitran, so it's 1xN and UCAL against the world, and that is a scary pair, don't get me wrong. It's too little, it's too late. Dogtown now running away. The Singularity comes through, but they're not going to be able to stop any of the resets as yet.
I wonder if UCAL can get his ult, he's not going to quite be able to dodge out in the W. You know that Veigar's technically actually kind of a good guy. Like, he tries to be evil, he's just like...
Not very good at it.
He's not very good at being evil, really. Hoya uses the slice and dice, doesn't have to
slow. From the Rylai's is pretty good. The damage on the Shallow, who is big, will get the kill. Hoya desperately low up but not down. How many times have we seen that versus the Jace this game? The problem is, once again, the HP bars are brutally low, and UCAL has to leave, so the turnaround immediately comes on through, and Poppy pays for the sins of their team.
FPX once again just having better tilts.
Oh, he walks back into the hostile takeover. Did manage to get healed, of course, by the Senna Q. The piercing darkness keeping him alive. Milky Way just about okay, but now UCAL can be over the wall, trying to get over, but there's a cage. Flash forward for the autos. Forces UCAL to get out himself. Is bailed out, but to no avail. Does go down. 2 kills to FPX. And they can begin to siege further into this base.
Oh, and the Star Forger taken down by one of his creations. The Milky Way coming out on top of that one. 7, 1, and 3 on his graves. Milky Way has not been the main character of this game in the way that we've known him to be in previous ones. I really feel like it's been an ensemble effort of FPX with the full composition, making it so hard for TT to stand and fight.
Ensemble, though, has fed him 7 kills, and that means when UCAL tries to pick off the low health Milky Way, a cage from Karen, a flash for an end of the line, spells disaster for Thunder Talk Gaming. The FPX train once again has left the station. They'll win game 1. They'll do so with a flurry of kills and DPS. They are game 1's victors.
FPX setting themselves up nicely for what potentially could be a top 4 finish. They win this series, and then they wait on the results of NIP versus Top Esports.
What Milky Way did last game was just get very far ahead individually in the jungle. Was up a lot of CS, was up a lot of those kills. Brand still probably the fastest clearing jungler. To the other side of the jungle, is he looking to lane swap?
This is looking a little bit like a lane swap. It is. So it's an early invade.
Milky
Way started. Raptor's just gonna die.
He didn't know the warp was there. They just come straight on over. Base one and Chocho picked that one up. And the wild early game.
Wait. Can Beijing just walk out of lane? He kills it. He 100% kills. Shallow just gonna die.
Flash E and a Q will do the work, and it's another kill, and Thunder Talk managed to catch FPX well and truly off guard.
Well, if FPX were lightning in game 1, I guess that means game 2 is time for the thunder that comes afterwards. They start this game so well. Lane swap, which gets good value out of kills. Thing is, you've got, what's happening? We need to see what's happening on the bot side of the map, really. We can see that Life is left alone versus Hoya.
Two level 1s.
Well, there's Shallow with a little bit of extra damage, but you got the passive from Brand starting to rail over now.
Ooh, Shallow who takes a lot of damage. Of course, that damage happens from outside of Tower Aggro. They flash on forward, so they're decent charge back, but there's again, Chocho's not the one with Tower Aggro. Doc down now doing some work as Yukal in the mid lane being engaged onto. Nowhere really to go. Will get a root down. That's not going to keep him alive, I don't think. A final auto does it, and Milky Way does get one back. Towards the top lane we go with Doctam, healed up a lot. The HP bar is so desperately low. They get another kill as Doctam manages to punish. As the AD carry, because it's the Nautilus that farming, he is the one that roams top to match the lane swap. That was eventually one of the later developments in the lane swap meta, was it's just the support that roams to match the lane swap, and so the lanes can otherwise remain the same.
I mean, folks, basically we have... Whoa, that's a flash forward.
That's a big jungle to Doctam. He's taken very low. Shallow in the backside gets a jump onto the likes of 1XM, but the hail of arrows allows Chocho to pick
Varus Maokai in terms of the damage that Varus has and the lockdown that Maokai has to get some good value. FX now trying to contest on these grubs. I don't think they have the numbers to do this. Karma's coming over.
They've got a lot of damage. Here we go. That's going to be Milky Way engaged on me. So much damage. Chocho's not got a flash. And 1XM's at half HP. Milky Way's got a shield. It's a disaster for Thunder Talk. The resets came on through to allow for the Dirk to come through. Hoya finally here. Doctam knocked into the wall. Flash for the hook goes one, leaving his base one. Had to back away. Now they can do some more DPS. Yes, they've lost the center, but Hoya about to get rooted down and dropped into the dirt. Base one desperately low on the other side as you got hop forwards to block a potential hook. And now Milky Way onto Raptors, and FPX right back in it, evening up the kills.
Alright.
Exactly that. FPX.
Wait, we're fighting against
Doctam's around, though. I think it's all a bit of a bait, because look who else is here. The roots come on through, and Yukal's in a lot of danger. Still has the flash, though, so should be just fine.
Guys, I just realized, Yukal didn't even go for teleport. He's gone for Ignite to be a more aggressive carry. He tries to go aggressive again. He's punished. Chocho getting aggressed on, and he's just gonna burn down.
FPX have stabilized so well and begun. Tron is around here, so Doctam has to be a little bit careful trading out into this, but it's just autoing for the slows. They gotta know that Doctam is here now. The acceleration game, but such a good ultimate. Oh, Hoya breaks the ankles.
And Baytron double pyroclasm across Shallow and Doctam. This is turning into quite the spectacle, folks. So grab your popcorn. Maybe you can get that. Maybe you can get that that kind of Dune worm popcorn bucket, because I don't know where I'm going with that. Just
without the flash, does have the buster shot and the ignite, so it should be just fine. The
did
Soul Flare did
hit.
That? No, he still hit it. I think he was expecting potentially a jump backwards. Was trying to catch him in the middle of the air, and there's a buster shot afterwards. Milky Way's coming on over, but there's no flash. However, on Yukal, which means they can get over the wall with the root, and a final end of the line, and Milky Way picks up a third.
And the Q does double damage. Milky Way, he's always had eyes on him. Game 1 wasn't necessarily about him. It was Care that picked up that player of the game, as you said, between the break as well. TT. They're going towards this bot side river. They don't have their mid laner, nor do they have a teleport should they respawn. Chocho firing the ults.
Nature's Grasp comes along, and they will just murder the Karma. But now Chocho in a dangerous position, the hook on the other side, onto Beitwan, who flashes away, but it's into the collateral damage on the back away. The stun is pretty good. The conflagration plus that Q. The Seer doing a fair amount. And FPX do have to back away. They've got fairly decent extended damage, but with Hoya roaming on down, it's a difficult. Doctam not knocked into the wall, but gets another two-man keep burning. They're going to try and steal away the dragon as Milky Way. Still not done. Trying to get some more damage. Beitwan very low. Milky Way throws down that smoke screen to get something back, but they will still fall. Steals the dragon. A 2 for 1 overall. Actually, I think it's a 2 for 3. As also 1 for 3, because of course big. Jojo did get a kill before that, and now topside, UCAL just murders Xiaolou. What is going on?
So,
the damage wasn't quite there to blow up H1 that last fight. It got very close, don't get me wrong.
We've had our experts analysis come back to us in chat. Turns out, according to our analysis, this is League of Legends.
Oh, beaming to the skies goes Xiaolou, who comes bringing down the hammer on the heads. But the health bars are so low, so UCAL gets to rocket jump forwards. The Dawning Shadow comes across, and I think it's a 3 for 2 in favor of Thundertalk.
I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm not really sure I knew what was happening in the first place. We started off with a lane swap and an evade. We have just continually fist fought after fist fought. As soon as this game goes on, I really feel like now the damage... I'm going to play-by-play this one. The ults come in. Hoya flashing forwards. That doesn't find the wall stun yet again. Here come the big guns. Here comes UCAL jumping in. First still comes in. Can he get out? Yes, he can. Whereas Xiaolou, who sadly cannot return the favor. Dogdam knocked away. Sadly, TT... They can't quite finish up the kills.
They've got to be so afraid. Milky Way can start to step on forwards. What a handoff there from the secondary play-by-play. The madness requires more voices yelling. Life now looking for that Dredgeline. He's got the speed drive.
Going.
They missed the Q. The piercing darkness at this point. Huge range from Dogdam. Gets the auto. And FPX. They return from the cinders with a little more HP to work from.
Oh, Vene, Vidi, Vici, FPX, they see them, they kill them, and they conquer them around the bot side of the river somehow, some way. They're going to get themselves a dragon. That's going to get themselves second of the game on the Hextech Rift. I really feel like Hoya has tried to make the game-changing plays. He hasn't quite been able to... Oh my god, he's gonna die.
No! There's just no surviving!
Varus, give us back our legions. If we're going to talk in Latin, let's talk about the great betrayer of the Romans. I can't, dude. The thing is, Hoya... wait, Dogdam?
Dogdam! No! No! Not like this!
He, duck, dodge, dips and dies. And that top side is, Doc Ball goes down. I'm running out of things to say.
Dog Goose.
Dog Goose is the one who's caught out in this one. As Baron now being burned down. TT, clean run at this as FPX have been run around the map.
Remember the last game, it was 1xN getting caught out in the mid lane, then maybe turn this one around. They get knocked away on Life. It makes it a 3v5. The Baron is gone. And Thundertalk pick off Dogtime. We just had no idea people were where they were.
Real objective. Get some gold spent, get waves into the right position, get the dragon, get these objectives. Even up, Hoya, you're tanky, and you do have Baytron around here as well. I think they can take this fight. Poppy is really tanky.
People coming away. Milky Way still got the end of the line. So
oh my god!
The damage backwards! Pyroclasm sets them all aflame. You are making Rome references. Welcome to Pompeii! Baytron makes like Vesuvius and murders FPX. I thought Phoenixes were supposed to be fine with fire. Not today, they're not, as UCAL throwing out a few extra shots. The Buster shot, Final Fantasy rebound.
Unkillable. And FPX, they have to find themselves another reincarnation as it feels like game 2 at this point with big gold.
Oh no!
Oh, Life.
Well, actually, he's still attacking. They think maybe it's a return of the favor. The damage back is good. Chocho needs to go away. He is trying to survive and they die. It's a 1 for none. But reminder, that's Dragon alive.
Baytron, no flash, no ultimate. Where are the ults from, TT? They don't have the Marco ult.
Behind.
See Care going over. What can he do here? One mantra Q left.
He stole it! That's massive damage. And now they can begin the fight with the man advantage. The health bars to their name. FunPlus Phoenix, fly like the phoenixes they are! It's Season 8 all over again!
The reincarnation came a little bit sooner than I was expecting. I was expecting another... attributed to Caesar through Shakespeare. Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war. They have been off the chain. Ave, the Caesar, the standard rises again.
Staggering blow onto Baytwan into the depths, into the Dawning Shadow. But now actually the turnaround is huge and they don't get over to finish him. Now Life's in danger. Oh, Dredgeline the wall and not the one he was looking for. They can't find the kill and now FPX down. But that is a big ultimate to be missing. So much of the pick is off 1xN's ult. There we go. Dawning Shadow spot out the Baron. Start the Leandries on the brand means this will go down fast. Chocho down to about half HP. Big knock away. That's the jungler. That's the jungler. That means the Baron now secured. What about the fight afterwards? Hoya goes charging on forwards. Baytwan doing some work. Care though still alive. Chocho burned down to a crisp as FPX begin to fire backwards. Baytwan with the last embrace. That's huge. The massive use of the smoke screen afterwards means he has no vision for anything. Brand blinded by his own element. Xiaolahu, though, on the other side, taken down by Yukal, who gets to get the buster shot onto the Jace. Breathe for a second. The fight can continue. What about Dogtown? Can he heal people up? Yukal hopping forwards. The slow from the Mantra Q, the Soul Flare onto Hoya, who's trying to buy space and time, will not survive. Cannot kill Care, who flashes out. Milky Way burns down Yukal, and Dogtown gets another auto. This center range, too much for 1xN to handle. The hail of arrows will buy some space. Can look for the Q, will not manage to make it happen, will instead try to Q through the wolves. 1xN survives, but FPX win the fight. The Baron largely denied.
So TT have one Baron buff left. FPX will get themselves Soul, and I know that the Eagle standard was the thing of the Romans. Maybe replace that with a Phoenix for this one. They are looking Imperial all the same when they get around to... Has ult. It's rank 2 this time, so a little bit more damage. Let's see if we can pull it here. Trying to corral them.
They're going to land the last embrace. The Nature's Grasp comes on through. Doesn't get as much value as they're hoping. Huge damage though onto Care, who's still alive because Defiance! Plus the Crypt Bloom. The damage from the Pyroclasma passive though. Brand does work this time, and they'll get 3. Now Milky Wave needs to run away, and the Baron, well, it was already kind of denied, but even with the Hex Soul, Thunder Talk find 3, and that's massive. Milky Way not able to reset. They can shove through mid.
So often Hexal has been game ending. I don't think it will be in this case though. FPX, the first time crossing the Rubicon, it feels like, and they have been stopped.
Oh no.
Senna can go for a reset. I don't know if Milky Way can get back in time. They're gonna try. This is gonna be pretty tight. There are 5 grubs helping take down the turrets. Milky Way back now. Pretty much 1 other second. Can they get there in time? It's gonna be close.
Oh my days, the Nexus exposed. I think they've done it. Thunder Talk win the game!
One of like really good kick value if he just flashes forwards. You've got the Nautilus with point and click, got Renekton with point and click, and that means that the Senna, the Ahri, and the Lee Sin, who are all quite conditional damage champions, whether they hit their
an Ornn, a Cassante, something along those lines. So.
Ooh, handshake force the cleanse. Ouch again. Bot lane laning phase. Don't like this Senna here. Cap can potentially have... Nah, he'll be fine. Might need to flash out of the QW. Closer and stuff.
Flash. Good job! Does a lot of work back onto you, Cal! And I just see the joy on Nymera's face. That's great, Ahri turnaround.
That's the one. No minions under that turret. You can keep all inning him. And Yukal, he's outvalued Care. Care goes back onto his main champion, gets a crucial first blood, gets a lost chapter early on as well. That was really shore up his laning phase. Hoya left alone and top side, potentially cross map towards bot lane.
We could end up with a double tower dive happening. Dogtown flashing away though, keeps people locked on the turret. Not so much damage back! 2 tower dives cause 2 damages to the side of Thunder Talk. So much done against them. Big damage onto Shallow, who was looking for a trade back. That grass proc doing a lot of work on Hoya. Actually with, of course, that passive on the W. He's actually behind Chocho at the minute. Of course, is effectively playing pseudo support at this point, so to be a little bit aware of the level. Milky Way is around though. Depth charge on in. 1xN flashing and cleansing away the Chains of Corruption. Backbow means so much damage. They're going to try and throw this back around though. Goes on in with the Q2. Will get that one down. A final auto would get it and cannot get huge amounts from either of them outside of some good anti-tower dives. This is the moment.
Might come through. Dragon up. Big flashes available. Q misses.
H1 sidestepped. Now in a spot of bother as the last embrace comes on through, but the teleports back means life's now in dangerous. The Chains of Corruption go wide. Life's dangerous as it's a decent charm though, and the Bait1 is taken very low. Look at Dogman flashing away from the cask no less, but the bailout keeps Bait1 alive. Care in a dangerous position. Renekton cannot join, has no teleport, and that meant it was a 4v5.
They can't quite get away with a 1-for-1. Milky Way has ult. Can he get a kill through? I don't think he can. He might just get burst out.
The Spiraling Despair comes on through. Now they can teleport back because it's Care. And now what about the turnaround? Pretty good. Dogtown's so desperately low. And it means that Thunder Talk win out pretty huge here in this fight.
Yeah, so it's not Care that teleports in, it's Life. They're running triple teleports. They have that Senna Nautilus. It does mean, though, with 3 grubs, FPX are pushing in mid and top lane. It's going to be Dragon for tower plates on the other side of it. So gold in pocket for FPX. Life for, Terminus on Varus is a big thing too. He often goes for Rageblade second because it applies to his W so effectively. But still, 2-3 items. I think FPX are going to find it hellish to get to these carries. FPX need to find fights before that. TT want to stall and maybe just use the fact that they have 2 early dragons to make sure that FPX aren't going to get themselves an early soul to keep them in the game.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair point. Note from you.
Even having the ultimate from Varus thrown in, they still have that available. They still have the Renato. Huge misplay from Dogtown.
on earth managed to CC him there? I didn't quite spot it. But either way, Dragon started with still be soul point, the handshake onto life. Hoya on the other side. Look at Dak down so low. He gets in! Milky Way steals it! Unbelievable! How has he done it again? Forces Yukao down to Shallow, who flashes after the kick target. It's 2 for 1 in favor of FPX, who just get away with the heist of the century.
And this dragon fight was where so much was going to come to a head. It's while FPX was still in their point of power before
the lead begins to extend actually a massive CS lead, if nothing else, in the mid lane as well. Care quietly getting a long way ahead.
Part of that's just because FPX can't. Oh, here we go. Here's the angle.
Part of that's just landing charms like that as well. Massive moment. And of course, not quite when Baron is spawned, but with the man advantage, they can look to really...
TT have no idea this is going down on spawn.
And again, it's not the fastest Baron, but it's very healthy when you've got so much healing and so much sustain. This could be really problematic.
And you have the Leandries, which increases your speed there. You have everyone coming up, and now they realize too late. Are we going to get teleports? I don't think they'd matter in time. TT seed the Baron. We said that this is where the flames would get turned up.
That's an objective bounty, but it's going to cost them a lot of turrets on the bot side. The inhibitor turret falls and the inhibitor too, but I'm not sure whether Thundertalk could realistically have defended it in the first place.
Yeah, that's what you're asking, right? I mean, if FX just stop at the inhib, likely they would have taken that anyway. Now, if they can take a top lane and an inner turret, oh no, Hoya, you can't do this!
Flash for the charm on the Chocho, but it's a good Poppy ult away, trying to get some damage back, can't quite get the kill, but the Dawning Shadow will get one more, make it 2! The resets begin to fly for Care, who is not living up to their own namesake, because it is absolutely reckless endangerment of the enemy lives of Thundertalk Gaming, who've been all talk, but cannot walk the walk. They're looking to fall short here in game 3. Bechuan getting a heroic charge away, but it's just not enough. The depth charge, sorry, the dredge line going a little wide, and finally FPX pull away for a moment or two, but the damage is done.
Look, if you're going to cross map and get yourselves these objective bounties on towers, you have to back off on the other side. Tanks. I remember the Mantas being the huge flying dropships. I can't remember the big ones.
They were really expensive as well.
Yeah, but anyway, they're really cool, whereas Care, he is cool as a cucumber. Look how slick that combo is.
Oh, Yukal immediately flashing away, but there's a death charge afterwards alongside the Dawning Shadow. Gives a reset for Care, who's on the wrong end of a spiraling despair, but to what avail? The knockaway is pretty good for the Keeper's Verdict. Care does go down. Over the wall goes Milky Way, but the damage in some ways is already done. Look at the health bars. They're non-existent. It's only a 1-for-1 in the end.
Pick their way through enemy territory. These bushes are not kind to them. They're whispering their demise. Flank on the horizon.
There's multiple flanks as well, because look who else is looking for an angle. As Carey goes over the wall, finding another good angle. Gets one extend as well. What a phenomenal charm. Life now, but Milky Way finds a third flank. There's always more. A's into the backline from FPX, who incinerate Thundertalk Gaming, grounded. The lightning rods of FPX bring them down to earth.
Double teleport into the base, and that will do it. Thundertalk could not do the Thunder Walk. FunPlus Phoenix, it takes a couple of incarnations. They lose a Nexus, but they will put themselves to 11-5 after being a team that no one expected to be here. This was meant to be a bottom tier team. They are anything but that. They are well on their way to securing themselves a top 4 finish in this regular season.
Something about
These were some of the best highlights from all of the LPL Spring matchups of the day. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.